Hello and welcome to Dario's Tabletop, and today we'll take a look at A Song of Ice and Fire, the miniatures game. I got here a Targaryan starter set. I will give you a quick introduction why I got myself one of these. Let's get into it. So, I was playing for the past year a lot of tabletop, and last winter I got into bolt action. I was kind of out of miniature tabletop, but of course it's a great hobby, and so then I played a lot of bolt action. I made videos about it, and I fell in love with the game, with painting. Then I started picking up 40k again. And I like bold action very much, and the third edition is on its way. And I also like 40k 10th edition, and I play the Death Watch. Check out the videos, and I play also different tabletops. But sometimes, it starts like you just get into the game and you indulge in it, and that's okay. But I'm also looking, sometimes I got a bit frustrated with 40k and with the prices, and the miniatures are beautiful, but some things GW did, and and while I was doing this and making videos for YouTube, and a lot of people commented, check out A Song of Ice and Fire. I also used to play Warhammer Fantasy a long time ago, but just a bit. And I played a lot of Age of Sigmar, and then I kind of stopped because it didn't feel. I need a bit of fantasy, and then Oldworld came out, but I didn't play yet Oldworld, and so I have already armies for the Oldworld, but. Yeah, but what do I say? I didn't play yet. And everybody said, oh, you got to play A Song of Ice and Fire. It's a really good game. So not only you, but also a friend of mine who I play 40k with. And he told me about this. And he and his group play. And he said, well, look, for a starter, for $100 or less, you will get a whole starter. It's a whole 40 points. It's a whole army. You play 40 points games, and it's like bolt action. You get a starter, and you pretty much have everything you need. Sure, you then, once you're in the hobby, you will get a different tank or a different infantry unit, or start adding things. And of course, those things cost, but it's not near the GW prices. And same here for Song of Fire and Ice. I got this like for 80 euros here in Germany. And I will tell you why I picked the Targaryens, and I will give you an overview over the factions and what they do. I will also link down below. I made a playlist how to get into Song of Ice and Fire, and the videos that helped me find my faction and so on. So and I don't know if, I guess I will show you my introduction game after this one. So, A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones. This game made by, I guess, CMON, and they did a great job. They kickstarted it, and they are, I think, very... They do good business. Only positive reviews everywhere I look. Of course, the Games Workshop products are the most popular and known, but this is definitely creeping up. And I will show you what's in the starter set, give you a short overview over the factions, and what I will also do is show you the contents of the box. And yeah, it's a great thing. So where do we start? Let's look into the box. Let's check out what comes in the starter, and then I will talk about the factions. And And while I'm unpacking this, I have to say I rewatched the first season of Game of Thrones last week, and I'm hooked. I'm pretty hooked. Like the what this game has going for itself, it is the popular IP. I mean, 40K, for example, has I'll Be Back, Terminator. It has Starship Troopers going for itself, and all the Alien movies you have ever seen. It has the Space Marines and all of that stuff. And 40K and Oldworld or Age of Sigmar, not so much, like, because Age of Sigmar is getting its own character, but the Oldworld, like dwarves, elves, like you have the Tolkien-esque stuff. And what this has going for itself is, like, most people do love Game of Thrones. And if somebody loves tabletop and they love Game of Thrones, that's a perfect thing. A popular IP married with a good product. And this is why I think this could be a great game. And everybody says it's simple to learn and hard to master. And that's also a good thing. But yeah, let's take a look at the content. But it didn't take me very long to get hooked to this game and to make the decision to purchase a starter. Let me get this. Come on. Yep. Well, it also does a couple of things right, because in this starter, it's not that you have to assemble the minis. You can take this box to your friend or to your local game store, and I have to say, very beautiful art. We will take a look at that in a second. And you can just package, like, you can just take this box and bring it to your local game store. Sure, you could magnetize the minis and put them in a different box, but if this is all you want to buy, you can transport your minis right in this thing, because they have, let me see, they are beneath the cards. As you can see down there, the miniatures have their own space, and they can be transported in this box. So, but we will come to that in a second. So, of course, the rule book or the quick rules here in German for me. It will explain everything. We'll take a look at this and also on the game. I think it has simplified it to. I don't want to say it's super simple, but I think it's easy to pick up, and we'll see in a second why. A Song of Ice and Fire. You get the app. This is also cool. You get a free app, the War Council. On the War Council, you can create your army. Of course, you have your cards, but sometimes these get outdated or they get like patched. And so on the War Council, you do your, you can, for example, I got now the Targaryan Starter Box. I type in, I got a Targaryan Starter Box, and so the War Council gives me only the options of minis I own, or yeah, you can do a lot of things. Then I think this is called the tactics board. This is cool because it's not just a battle on the board. You have also miniatures activations. It's called. I will because this game works in alternate activations. So you can put, and they are called NCUs, non-combat units, like Daenerys Targaryen or something else, and you can occupy the tactic board, and so you can put it here and heal up to 3 wounds and take away some debuffs, or you can make somebody make a morale check at -1, or you can draw 2 tactics cards. Tactics cards are like cards you draw in Magic the Gathering, which allows you to play like actions and instants to buff or debuff. You can make 1 free attack or 1 free maneuver. So it is cool because like Game of Thrones is not just things don't happen just on the battlefield; they happen also in politics. I think this is a beautiful solution. So. Here you got your materials, you got your cards. We will look into this a bit. Then you get your tokens, objective markers, life points, wounds. There are three, at the moment, three markers. Like there is like weakened, which means that enemy doesn't attack as good as they could, or they can do not reroll. Then there is vulnerable, which means that you decide that they have to reroll their defense rolls or their armor rolls, and then panic like for something for morale. So it's kept kind of simple. Then coins, I don't know what everything does, and each faction gets its own dice in the box. This is really beautiful. I will show you this. This is something I found very, very neat. A buddy of mine who showed me the introductory games, he plays Greyjoys and beautiful green dice with, what's it called? In German it's called Tintenfisch, with a squid on it, and then the Starks have a beautiful wolf on it on the 6, and the Targaryens have a dragon symbol and black dice, and Nightwatch has a raven. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So, and then it comes with tokens and markers. You have here your measuring stick for short distance, long distance. As you can see, there are some things, and the beautiful thing is like this is made for Targaryen. So the Targaryen insignias on these. Then you have here piles of corpses. You can find, this is like terrain, and you don't need flat terrain, but it comes with terrain, and you can definitely play with this. Like you can do real terrain, high terrain, or you can use this just for playing. Here a bit more. There's then some sacred trees. These give buffs to the morale because the people of Westeroth believe. Then here's the swamp. This gives some minuses on the, I think, on a charge or something like this. Then you have walls. Again, I played just one game. Then you got walls and stuff like this, like terrain, and they do different stuff. Like if you charge through a wall, you lose certain things, or the enemy has a certain strength positions, and I think it's pretty fine. Definitely you could build terrain and play with real terrain, but you can also use this. These are order markers, and yeah. And this is now the what comes in the box. I will show you in a second. Of course, your this could be called war scrolls or cards for your units. I don't know if these are still up to date. Again, sometimes they patch and update things. I don't know what these cards are. I think these are mission cards, and here are your cards for what's their name? Tactic cards. And like Magic the Gathering or Warhammer Underworlds, you play the tactic cards and you can influence the battle a bit. Like really beautiful. Let's take a look at the dice. Again, each faction comes with their own dice. House Martell, for example, has beautiful orange dice. House Greyjoy has beautiful, I think, green dice, and then this one is D3 dice, and sometimes you roll for morale, and then you roll 2 dice with this one dice with it, and then you I would have not passed my morale check because you have to go above, and I lose 2 wounds. 2 guys for, let's say, an infantry unit, or 2 wounds for, let's say, a cavalry unit, and usually they have like 3 wounds. So beautiful stuff. I like that. It comes with a lot of stuff. So like sometimes when you buy a starter, sure, they got you in, but then you start spending a lot of money. Same for me. While I started, let's say, bold action, I got myself some dice, and they did cost a bit of money. So let me, a short moment. Okay, so and now let's come to the minis. maybe show. Okay, so we got here. Again, you can transport your minis in this box. You don't need to buy transportation or magnetize these, but you can do definitely as you please. But I think it's a great plus that they come like, I will show you in a second. So I think this one is a Dothraki Screamer. And let me say, for a comparison, let me grab a Warhammer 40k miniature. Let me grab this Vanguard Veteran. Just a second. Here you have Vanguard Veteran, and here you have a Dothraki Screamer. So that might be the size. Looks pretty cool. And yeah, you can leave the army unpainted, and you can play with them as all red. And that's the beauty. Like each faction comes with its own color. I think the Night's Watch is gray or white. The Greyjoys are greenish, and so each faction has. I put him here again. So really beautiful models. And I will show you in a second where they go. These go on some trays, and also the trays are in this box. Nothing you need to buy extra. The game provides you with everything you need to play the game right then and there. You don't need to assemble. Don't get me wrong, I sometimes like to assemble, but sometimes it's also cool to just to have a mini and to prime it and paint it. And these minis look also really good unpainted. So it's not a must if you're someone who doesn't have the time or is not a good painter. This is absolutely okay. You don't need no glue. You don't need to assemble anything. You don't need to paint. You can just buy this game and just enjoy it with your friends, and just have fun. Concentrate on the gaming part. Again, I love painting, but I could also see myself like just not painting this, because I love the look of this red, and they have great details, great minis, great poses. I think they look very menacing and cool, and very, very good quality. So let me put this aside. And here's the big box. Let me show you what's in here. So let's focus on this. So look, the game comes with everything you need. And yesterday I tried to put this in this way, but it goes this way. So these are the trays. I got all cavalry trays because Targaryen, the starter, is completely mounted, all on horses. But usually you will get trays where I think 20 infantry will fit on a tray. I think it's 20, I don't know, could be wrong. But yeah, so you will put down this horseman on the tray, and we will take a look in a second how you can also maneuver and stuff. But yeah, this is how it looks then. And they got this beautiful, like you can grab it on the side. If you would grab it without these cutouts, it could be that it happened to me. You try to grab it and it falls on the side. But here you have this, I don't know how you call them, but you can grab them like here. And sometimes you can rotate or pivot like on the spot. You should leave it on the spot. And some units can like rotate, march, rotate, or and if you're marching or running, I think they can run straight and then they can align themselves. Like it's pretty cool. So we got this. I got movement trays. Then I got a solo. I think this is for Jorah Mormont. And look, like this, you can transport your army. You don't need to paint them. You don't need to assemble them. You can just put them here. I hope you find the right place for each one, because that's a bit tricky. I think Khal Drogo needs to go in here and not at a different spot. So that's a bit of Tetris, but the ability could be there to put all your minis and to just take this. And it's also very lightweight. And I like that. Like if I have to move my army sometimes for 40k, it gets a lot. For bolt action, it's a bit smaller. And yeah, let's check out the minis. Let's say a couple of things, and then I think we should, yeah. So do I? Yeah, let's get him out of here. So here we have the man Khal Drogo. Let's check this out. So he sits on his horse, and pretty nice sculpts. His super long hair. And now you might say, okay, is this not very fiddly? It is a bit, but somebody told me that the guns, like this small parts, are made out of a bit harder plastic, so that things do not fall apart or break off. So that's my experience. Looks very good. It's not as fiddly as other things. And yeah, the miniatures look good. Again, no assembly needed, no painting needed. That's maybe what I do. I usually love to paint, but let's see. I think I will play them unpainted for a while. Let's get out. These are your non-combat units. With these, you will claim the tactic boards, heal wounds, or draw cards, or strengthen your units. This is Daenerys Targaryen, this guy. I don't know really what's his name, but beautiful models, beautiful sculpts. I put him again here. Then this comes with Dothraki veterans. I think it has 2 units of screamers, which are horse riders, and then some veterans. These guys are lightly armored, so they have not the best save, but also not the worst. They have, I think, good morale. And I would say maybe these are a bit the glass cannon, but I don't know. Like, or maybe this is the anvil who hits hard. But I think the horse riders want to charge, want to outflank the opponent, want to charge the rear, and then they want to hit hard and ride on. But I don't think that this is the hard anvil that marches up and just holds a position. So this is a finesse army. But yeah, beautiful sculpts. Then we have here another model. Let me check this one out. Yeah, and check out the models. Like, I will, at the end of this video, I will give you a short overview over the factions, send you to other videos. And I think 2 Dothraki screamers, which are, let's call it the battle line. Then 1 unit of archers, 1 unit of veterans. And that's it for the box. And Targaryen, and I think that will be my next purchase, can also field the dragons. The dragons then go on trays like this and will do their dragon thing. I think they're strong offensively, but defensively, if they get charged, they will die pretty quickly. But I will get into factions in a couple of minutes. Where is Jorah? And let me show you then also an archer. And then let's get this wrapped up so that the video is not too long. So Jorah Mormont, I like this guy very much from the series. Again, the sculpts do not model them after the TV show. They are dedicated to the lore of the books, but still it works for me. I like this guy very much. If I can, he wears a bit a different attire than in the TV show in season 1, but if I can, I will kind of give him the same skin tone, the same hair, try to paint his horse the way I like, or even not paint it, I don't know yet. And here there's a Dothraki, I don't know, maybe it's called Outrider, I don't know it right now. But yeah, beautiful sculpts, and these guys ride and shoot. So it's a very mobile army, very hard-hitting, but there are definitely armies that can... Each army has its own playstyle. So that's the contents of the box. Let's get me into... And I will give you a few battle reports, and we will see how great this game is. So we have the house Stark. It's the wolves. So check out this video here, or check out in the playlist. It's a longer video of a dude. It's also older. The audio is not that good, but it gives you a pretty good insight into the factions. And once I knew I wanted to get into the game, I watched it for my factions. And I decided that I want to play what I want to play. Go for the look you like. Go for the lore. Take a few advices, like from me or from this guys, because like some armies are beginner friendlies and some armies are maybe harder to pick up and play, and we'll go into that right now. So there are the Starks, well beloved, and the Starks are more combat oriented, and they fight good. And the more units they lose, the stronger they usually get. So I don't know what tactic that is, but it's pretty much like fighting and hitting hard. And while they use units, they get stronger. A bit like Sisters of Battle, like where the more models you take away from them, the stronger they get. Then you got the Lannisters. They look pretty cool, but they don't have the highest morale. But they are, somebody said it's like in Magic the Gathering, the blue deck. And I'm not the blue player. I play always in Magic the Gathering like red or white or green. Those are my things. And I don't play blue and I don't play black. Not that I don't like him, but it's not what I like. Oh, look what I just discovered. Can you see here? It's H3, H4, H1, H2. So I think, look, beautiful, beautiful system. H1 goes on H1, and you find your place beautifully, beautifully. And it's small things like this, and I think that CMON, they provide great value and they respect the customer. That's something that I'm missing, and I think when a TV show, when a gaming company, when a person respects another person, I think that goes a long way. I also feel that for Warlord games, I think they listen to their community, they care. Of course, your community keeps you running, and so you should respect them. Okay. So then you got the Lannisters, and the Lannisters have the Mountain, they have Jaime Lannister, they have Tyrion Lannister, Cersei's, and the Lannisters win more. I haven't played them, I haven't seen them, but they say they're like more on the tactic sports and influence with debuffs and all of that stuff. Then there are the Greyjoys, and there are your Viking-looking dudes. They look amazing. My friend plays them, and I wanted to play them. And also like you will find a lot of videos about them. They look amazing, but they're a bit harder to play because they have like, it's not like Stark is beginner friendly. I think Baratheon, we will come to that in a second, Targaryen, and yeah, we will see. But there are factions that are a bit more complicated to play. And so the Greyjoys are more your Viking looking guys, and they have unique mechanics. And they, I think, can hit hard, but they're not. They don't have the best armor in the game. They're not as forgiving as other armies. But yeah, check the other videos. Then there are the Free Folk. That's your horde armies. They have giants. They have mammoths. They have chaff units. I would say they play maybe like the Russians in bold action. And I want to get myself the Free Folk, but I didn't want to have just a couple of minis on the table. Just like sometimes they used to have like 2 giants, and it looks amazing, like amazing models, and then a few infantry models. But definitely free folk a cool thing. But somebody said not really for starters, because like, yeah, not as forgiving. But again, if you like the minis, pick it up. Sometimes it goes a long way, and then learn the game, because like look and feel and fluff is really good. Then I think this is House Martell. Martell are the Sand people. They use venom, and they use debuffs, and they are sneaky. Somebody said it's like the Lannisters, but you need to know a bit more about the game, because like there can be even stronger, but you need to know what your enemy plays. But still, you can listen to stuff like this, but you should also pick what you like from the lore, from the look, play that, paint that, and just see where it goes. Then the Baratheons are your maybe your Space Marines. Don't quote me on that, but they have good armor. They have good melee weapons. They are maybe like your hammer and anvil, maybe a bit slower. Also very beautiful models, but it wasn't really for me, so I didn't pick them. But very beautiful. Then Targaryens, I don't know. I kind of like them. I like the lore from the show. I kind of, when I first saw the horses, I was like, do I really like this? I don't want to feel just horses and Chaos Barbarians. But I kind of fell in love with the idea. And I also love that they can have, like in the starter box, I like what they can have. And if I expand it, I can just get some dragons. And for the Starks, no, wait, for the Night Watch, where's the Night Watch? There should be a Raven here. The Night Watch can field... like the Night Watch is also pretty beautiful, and they have their vows, and they look cool and amazing, and also a really strong faction. And then what's left? I don't know. So I think that's enough. I will leave it at that. We'll see us in the next video, and I see you.